Okay, this is a really important topic, and I'm going to say that because I will show you here that navigating social events, navigating friends, family, and coworkers is so critically important to staying consistent and steady with your plan on what food plan you have that's going to bring you to optimal health. Social situations are really truly the number one reason why people end up going off plan or what falling into what I call the carb ditch. So I think that I'm able to, after almost 16 years of eating carnivore, be able to at least give you my best tips to navigate that and get you through as best you can without feeling, we're often made to feel different. So, and often asked to explain ourselves. So I think it's really important to understand a few different concepts here. So here we go. Be prepared and have a plan. Don't blindly just take on an invitation and head out and think all will go really well. Um, I know this is going to apply to a lot of different situations. We have Thanksgiving just 2 days away from the day that I am now doing this live. So we can, of course, relay it to a family traditional holiday situation and also really any type of social gathering. So find out the menu, whether it's again at a home you're invited to or a restaurant you're going to. It's really important to feel comfortable going into it that you know you're going to be able to get what you want to eat. And you'll decide what your options are before the event. And there's always options. And I always say, remember, you have 100% control over what goes in your mouth. So don't ever forget that. So you can eat ahead of time if you think the menu is a little iffy or that it's just going to be a small portion that you can't get enough of based on the volume that you eat of a particular item, or bring some food. Bacon knots, one of my all-time favorites. Bring enough, make 2 or 3 pounds because it's going to be very popular. There's lots of recipes for some yummy cheese sausage balls, charcuterie trays, bacon wrapped scallops, shrimp. It's all easy to do, and that ensures that you have something there for you that you love and want to eat. Write down your non negotiables. And here's just some examples. I'm not going to eat anything off plan. I'm not going to succumb to the pressure of somebody telling me I'm going to ruin my heart and have a heart attack or that I'm crazy. I don't really care what other people think. So, and then read this list before you go. Actually, physically write it down. If you physically write this down, it's very empowering and will have much more impact. Okay. Make the event about the people, the conversations, the enjoyable time, not the food. Stay away from the dessert buffet. You're not a gorilla approaching a banana buffet. Most people don't really care what you are and what you are not eating. It's hard to believe, but because we feel the spotlight is shining on us, I used to think that all the time. I was heading into some sort of dinner event thing, and all I could think of is, how am I going to make it through this? Everybody's going to be staring at me, my plate, asking me questions. And for the most part, that's really not the case. For the most part, people are not paying attention to what's on your plate. So try to be really cognizant of that. Okay, here's a biggie. Abstain from alcohol because it's a very quick ticket to the carb ditch. It lowers your resistance for staying on your plan. It is toxic to our liver, and it's a carcinogen. It increases the risk of 7 different types of cancer. And, that topic of it being a carcinogen, that fact was really, I don't believe it's kind of out there like it's on every package of cigarettes, right? So I just decided I was going to throw in a couple extra little graphics here. The World Health Organization classifies alcohol as a group 1 carcinogen, the highest risk group, which also includes asbestos, radiation, and tobacco. And alcohol drinks contain ethanol, which irritates the cells in the body, and it increases estrogen circulating in the body, which is a known risk factor for breast cancer. And we can go into here is all the several types of cancer that it's known to increase the risk of: head and neck, esophageal, liver, breast, colorectal. And it really increases with the amount, obviously, of alcohol that you take in. So here is yet another showing the percentage of increase about the alcohol impacting our cancer risk. And it's so normalized. And here it's a common way to socialize with friends and family. And I think we have to, if we're here and we know about a proper human diet and the optimal way to nourish ourselves, then we have to really go down this rabbit hole. If you're still taking in alcohol, and look at the very bottom here, drinking alcohol may also increase the risk of other cancers, including skin, prostate, pancreatic, stomach, lung, gallbladder, and ovarian. So this is no joke, guys. And I think it really needs to be understood and really thought about. Okay, number 6, if desserts are your weakness, best tip, go for a post-dinner, what I call my dessert walk. Get out, get away, and just enjoy fresh air, nature, moonlight, whatever's out there in the evening. Or bring yourself something like this carnivore pumpkin pie custard that I just had on a YouTube video. I guess, I don't know, I did it a couple weeks ago, and I put the link down in the description. And if you're watching this and it's not near Thanksgiving time and it's just random for a birthday celebration or whatever it is, you can easily make variations to that recipe that use almond extract, coconut extract, vanilla bean powder. I like to use that instead of an extract. I know it's not pure carnivore, but you know what? If these things help you stay on track, they're beautiful. They're transition things, and this is basically heavy cream and eggs, and it's a delicious thing to get you by. And sometimes at the beginning you feel a little, I'll just hate to use the word deprived, but it's nice to actually be able to enjoy a dessert while others are also enjoying, let's say, their apple pie and pumpkin pie. And we just don't need the sugar. So there you go. Number 7, if any particular food is offered or pushed on you, which this often happens in many different social situations, here's what you're prepared to say. These are the polite no's. Thanks, but I have recently discovered I don't feel good when I eat that. So they can't come back at you and say, well, have it anyway. I don't want you to feel good. I mean, that's kind of crazy, ridiculous, right? So it's kind of puts a stop right there. Or just say, oh, no thanks. Looks delicious, but I'm doing an awesome 90-day health challenge and I'm feeling so great. People aren't going to say, oh, well, it's time to break your challenge. Let me just ruin it. Those kind of things, when you're excited about talking about how good you feel not partaking in sugars, grains, processed foods, starches, People will, respect that. Let's just say that's my experience. All right, number 8, remember, this is important. Your health is more important than anyone's opinion or approval. Just think about that. Prioritize your health over your feelings about hurting a host's, offending a host because you're not eating something or anything. Your health is priority over everything. And your health does not care about your excuses. Don't make an excuse to say, oh, well, you know what? I didn't want to bring attention to myself, so I decided just to go ahead and that's just your little ditch demon up there saying, "You know what? Just dig in." And so for these, I put a side note there. Read these often and change your mindset. Get yourself motivated, get yourself empowered to be able to rebut any naysayers that come at you because they will, and it happens, and, best thing to do is just have a really positive attitude about it. Here's another biggie, number 9. You don't owe anyone an explanation. So, think about that as far as, um, anytime somebody wants you to, let's say, enlighten them of why you're not, um, eating X, Y, or Z, or why you feel this is appropriate, or why. I know we start feeling attacked and we feel like we're on the defensive, but remember, you really don't owe anyone an explanation. So don't feel like you get cornered. Just say some simple things like, if you're really interested, I'd be happy to forward you some information if you want to give me your email. And then just end it there. We don't want to have any sort of discussions. And I'm sure there's plenty that that person themselves could use information that we have to enlighten them and change their own health habits, right? All right, here we're going to go to number 10. Get comfortable with being different. And I call it, I just think this is such a funny term that I've used all through my years of this. I just kind of fly my freak flag. I'm just so happy to feel that I know that this has done so much good for me in my life that nothing anybody else could say could deter me to start trying to conform with what they're doing to feel more comfortable. So this this get comfortable with being different was something my good friend who's overcome drugs, alcohol, nicotine, caffeine, and um, eating disorders um, said that you will never succeed at overcoming your addiction to sugars, carbs, processed food. You will never stay consistent and really go far with this, let's just say, without being comfortable with being different. This has become so much more commonplace now than it was 16 years ago when I started. So that's a wonderful thing. But that's really a big part of why these social situations kind of get under our skin because we as humans really want to feel like we're loved, that we fit in, that we're part of the tribe, that we're not kind of holding ourselves out separate. It's just part of our nature to want to belong and not have people rolling their eyes at you and not have people negating what you so strongly believe. So get comfortable with it and get to the point where you do it consistently enough, long enough, and have enough positive benefits that you get to the point sort of where I feel I am is I really don't give a rat's ass about what anybody thinks about what I'm eating. They didn't care when I was binging and eating garbage. Everybody's just laughing and having fun and eating along with every junk that I was eating, and it was all seemed fun and games, right? But now it's a whole different thing, and I feel really good, and I hate to say it, but I almost enjoy, um, the banter and uh the fun of just saying, "Oh, yeah, no, 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 I have not eaten a fruit or vegetable in 16 years. No, mm-mm." And I could just giggle and just take on whatever's gonna come at me from there and have fun with it, but it's really not fun at the beginning, and it's really difficult, especially when you're trying to keep yourself on the straight and narrow. We're always 2 feet away from that ditch, and it's really important that we really pay attention and, honor, what we're trying to do. So, lastly, here, as part of that, it's really important to be involved and actively engaged in a group of like-minded people so that you have your tribe, you have your group that understands where you're coming from and all the research you've done and videos and podcasts you listen to. And they're intrigued with little nuances of things that you might want to bring up and talk about in this whole kind of biohacking world. But studies show there's a huge increase in success rate of those who are in a group of staying steady on their eating plan and really not um, let me just pull up. There we go. Hit the like and subscribe if you've gotten something out of this. I'd love to have you join into my Carb Sober community. I go live 3 or 4 times a week, every week with my group members. They're small enough you can ask questions at every meeting, and I get to know you, and I'd love to have you there. So thank you for joining in. I'm going to head over into the comments now and um, say hello. We got Monica in Wyoming. Hi, Rose in Canada. She's already had her Canadian Thanksgiving and dealt with her social situation with that. And now us USAers are about to have ours. Um, Mojo Redbeak is in Virginia. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you all. And yes, this a holiday typically known as feasting, right? So we can feast on the meat. I usually have a prime rib roast going in the oven at the same time as the turkey up at my mom's. But this year we're actually going out. So and yeah, you can actually just order off the menu. So Lisa's going to have a steak. Ellen says she's glad she never liked alcohol, easy to pass on. Yeah, not so easy for many who there's a major cross addiction with alcohol and sugar. And so for some, it's very, very troublesome. Um, s- um, yeah, I don't know if it's my microphone. You're commenting that it's cutting out. I think it's my computer. I think it might be time for me to uh, upgrade my computer. Yeah, bringing carnivore appetizers is great. If you bring enough appetizers that you enjoy, that's a whole meal. And if it's really not enough, when you head back home, you probably have some sort of leftover burger, steak, pork chop in there that you can always get to. So, all right, thank you so much for joining. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday and stay carb sober.